Mitrom and Bandhuvam, welcome to South Asia Maps, your education channel. This is your presenter Dr. J. Reddy. We are discussing a very important concept called Old World and New World. Old World represented changelessness. The New World represents limitlessness. This was the concept centuries back. In the series Human Ecology Predicament, Part 103. You see the Old World? This is Eurasia, Europe, Africa, Asia. This is the New World. Two Americas, North America, South America, Australia, New Zealand, and so on. This is after the Columbian voyages and discoveries of Europeans round about 1500 to the New World. The Old World was changeless. The life was just stuck as it is. There is no more change, no more novelty. It got jaded and old. After landing or discovering for the European colonizers, the new land provided limitlessness, they thought at that time. So the Old World changelessness, static, New World limitlessness, humongous. That is the point of discussion today. We will look into little more details. And this is our education channel, South Asia Maps J. Reddy. There are more than, I think, 330 or so meticulously made presentations on varied diverse topics from human ecology to Indology, geography. You can go and explore them further. And this is our ecological series, human ecology series. Today we are talking about part 103, Old World changelessness, New World limitlessness. The previous presentations you can find in the ecology playlist folder. The New World and the Old World. This is after around about 1500 European voyages, European discoveries by Christopher Columbus and American Vespucci, Magellan and all those people. Yeah, they found the New World. This New World gave Europeans a new relation with the habitat. Overnight, the Europeans found a vast unsettled land and vast unsettled territories. So the European kings, the monarchs, and they encouraged the entrepreneurs, new settlements to go to the New World. In the Old World, at that time, an average estimated a person got around about 25 acres of the land. Overnight, after Europeans landed in the New World, the amount of the acreage of the land was around about 125 acres. That means almost 5 times the European man found the new land. Excess of 5 times the pre-Columbian acreage. Columbian acreage around about 24 in the Europe Old World, and after Columbian discoveries 125 acres. The Old World, ruled by the monarchs and the kings and emperors, despots, is a changelessness represented. That's what the immigrants, the New World, felt. And it suffered from carrying capacity deficits. That means too crowded. There were too many people. Too less jobs in the contemporary sense. That means eking out a living, making a living was very hard. kings, monarchs, lot of serfs, is too crowded, it's saturated with the people. High rents were charged, high land taxes were corrected, there is a lot of serfdom, the lot of hard life, and there is a lack of religious freedom. Even though among the Christian different denominations, they fought with each other, the nations, they found there is no religious freedom. That was the old world, changelessness of the old world. Ecologically, that represents, from our point of view, carrying capacity deficits. After the discovery of the new world, the new world carried impressive carrying capacity surplus. That means it can hold more people now, and it can also give the higher standard of living, affluence to the new immigrants. So the people coming from the old world, it shattered their old belief that the old world myth, all of a sudden, the habitat looked limitless. Especially, let's say, Europeans who settled in 13 colonies are very few in number. Those 13 colonies across the Appalachians, the vast amount of the habitat, land was present, habitat looked limitless, the endless. Life could be lived abundantly, in plenty, with prosperity and affluence. So the new premise, the new colonies or immigrants, they developed a concept called limitlessness. This concept of limitlessness got spawned. More per capita time, the leisure and the land is available. Limitless opportunities and more opportunities to increase their population. That what it got, age of exuberance, almost 5 centuries. That is 1500 to 1600, 1700, 1800 and 1900, almost to at the end of the World War. 4.5 centuries, year of affluence, prosperity, called Age of Exuberance. Here, I calculated these areas compared with Dr. Catton's book, Bottleneck, in page 24. These are the areas of the today's land mass in million square kilometers. Asia has 54, Europe has 10 million square kilometers, Africa 30, and Australia, Oceania, Polynesian round about 8, 24 North America 17. That means if you take in the Europe again has the two parts, 6 million square kilometers, the Europe, and if you take away the Russia, that is the Russian part west of Urals. Later Russia got lot of Siberian territory, we are not including here. So 10 units, you say 10 units, 10 million square kilometers is 100. That means 1000 million hectares, 2500, 2500 million acres. At that time, the population is around about 70, 80 million people. If you divide this 2500 by 78 or so, you get 32 acres of the land. Perhaps I calculated this from the entire European land mass, and maybe this taken in other books, only Western Europe. And if you take away the Russian part, that is less densely populated. That means you get more people there. That means you get little less than 32. So Dr. Catton quotes in page 24, Bottleneck book, 24 acres per humans. Here just I come up with 32 acres, the pretty close. Then if you take North America, South America, North America is 24, South America 17, becomes 41, that is 40 million square kilometers. That means this 40 million square kilometers is almost 4 times than Europe, 10 million square kilometers. That means you can make this 4 times more. That becomes almost or 4 or 5 times more. 4 times more, that becomes instead of 32, you can give 4 times more land. If you even include Australia, you add 8 more. So to these 2, Australia is 8, or Polynesia, you become 50, even 5 times more. 5 times more than this acreage we found. So that will be pretty close. Dr. Catton quotes Old World, they got at that time population 24 acres for human. The New World, they got 120 acres for human. Here we just came pretty to about the same amount. That is, you can look in the Dr. Catton's overshoot book, that particular page I mentioned, the page 24 or so. And all of a sudden, in the New World, they found carrying capacity surplus. Let's say this is the donkey, or you can even consider this a territory holding 2 people or 200 people and so on. This is the enough weight for it. That's the carrying capacity. It can carry this 200 kilograms or so permanently. If you only put 50 kilograms here, you have carrying capacity surplus. This donkey can carry more weight. That means this land habitat can support more people. So when the Europeans, they were in this situation, carrying capacity deficit, there was an excess population. Instead of 2 bags, we put to 3 bags here, that may be 150 kilograms or so. Excess load means carrying capacity deficits. At that time, Europeans were suffering from carrying capacity deficits. There are too many people on that habitat or land. After the discoveries, they landed in this new continent with vast virgin soils to take over. They found the carrying capacity surplus. That's why the New World, they found a limitless with the carrying capacity surplus. It can accommodate more people compared to the Old World that is limited with carrying capacity deficits. This so it gave them the new equation to the habitat, new ideas developed. This ecological basis gave them a concept called ecological exuberance. That ecological exuberance gave them emotional exuberance. That eventually gave the social exuberance, so political exuberance. So all the concepts of American dream, living peacefully without being competition with the others, that is a competition-free life, and each person can enjoy his own freedoms, the liberties, the democracy, all these concepts that today we see the Americans articulate have their ecological root in this Europeans landing on the new land with plenty of carrying capacity surplus it provided. That means the overnight, the old world, when they got into the new world, they found limitlessness, limitless opportunities. That is what today we discuss about Mitrom and Bandhu. And I really appreciate you joining me today. And if you can subscribe the channel and bring it to the notice of your friends, that will be greatly appreciated. And please feel free to post your comments as usual. And you can also access other presentations I have in that ecology series. Thank you very much. See you later.